Alright, so it's a bit of a different video today. So you probably won't know that my PC broke. But it was the motherboard. There was problems with it. So I got it sent back and I got a new and better one. This one has built-in IO shield, actually has argb, has an extra M.2, so now I have two M.2 slots. It's just generally a better motherboard. And so obviously because the motherboard broke and I had to return it, I had to take apart everything else, which is why everything's in pieces. So first I'm just going to start off by getting everything that I won't need straight off the bat out of the PC case and just onto the nearby. Just onto, put it here. More RAM. It's the back of the motherboard that came off. Go that over there. Won't even be needing this anymore, hopefully. That can stay there. Right. Luckily for me, is it in there? No, it'll be at the bottom of that. I've got thermal paste anyway. So, yeah. Right, we need to get power supply in as well. I think how I'm going to go about this is because this fan needs to stay out. I'm going to lay it on its side and we'll do power supply. Maybe one of the last things, potentially. Still got hard drive in, no SSD, no, and the SATA SSD in. So I'm just going to literally move this and we're going to install everything we can onto the motherboard. Right, so I have previously just opened this just, you know, to check it was alright, but I did put it back, so it's just like opening it again. I'm actually going to remove this bit first. And then we do get the guides. I think this is some screws maybe. I don't know what that is. Yeah, there's the M.2 screws. You have some SATA cables, which is nice. Anything in there? No. Right, so we can just put this over there. And then get the motherboard out. I'm just going to get it out off camera. Right, so I've got my brother filming. Let's start installing our components. I'm just going to start with these two sticks of RAM. I haven't actually dealt with this type of clip on the RAM slots before. You don't actually pull these down, I don't think. It just goes in. Very strange, but new. 64 gig of 3600 megahertz DDR4. A lot of people will be building DDR5, but that was out of my budget with all of the other parts that I wanted. But that was my decision. The only thing I will say about these slots is they kind of like, they don't line up all the time. They look a bit strange, but we'll just see at the end what it looks like. Oh, it's this way, isn't it? There you go. Yeah, it just looks a bit weird in the middle. Right, I think next thing to do is CPU. I've got to be very careful with this. I'll open it this way. Still has a little bit of thermal paste on it, but it's alright because it's still the fresh stuff. Look at that. Will be just upright, won't it?
Yeah.
Alright, don't put it in that way. It's just, see the top bit of there? It's like kind of in line with that.
Yeah, my motherboard.
Do you want me to say it? His motherboard was like the other way around. Yeah. He's ill at the moment and can't really speak very well. But he's still up for filming, which is great. Now we have to take off this M.2 heatsink. Haven't had a heatsink for M.2 before, so that's nice. There's another one down there as well, but I won't be using it at the moment because I only have one M.2. The drive. This one needs undoing like half a click. Where'd that go? Oh, it's there. That's it. Right, so then we need to first open this thing that has all the screws in it for the M.2. Get first one out. There you go. There's an extra one there. Lighting's not great in this room, but we'll make do. Back on here. Alright, and I think it's this way up, isn't it? Yeah. Put it in at the angle, and then just let it down on there. don't know if I used this screwdriver for it last time, but that'll be fine. It's just a little bit big, but it'll be alright. Good?
Yeah.
Yep. Just make sure, yeah, that's good. And then I think we have to peel this, don't we? Yes. Okay.
Oh, what's that for?
That's the like thermal sticky bit.
Oh.
Yeah. Right, let's screw those in. I don't think it was just in very well on the first one. Then we'll just tighten them up. Yep, that's tight, and just tighten up now. Yep. Right, so what's next? Okay, so we've got all of that in. Now we'll want to do just the first part of the cooler. This is a bit dusty, but I mean, there's nothing too major. Just
Been used.
yeah, only for like a short amount of time. It's not actually that dusty. It's just it will get like that. I do have all of those brackets and stuff separated. It's not in there. It's in the other tub, which is up there. Luckily, I do have some spare thermal paste, which is good because we will definitely need it.
Is it my one?
Yeah. Still has some of it left after putting it on, I think 3 CPUs? No, 2. 2 CPUs.
You don't need much.
No. There's more in there than I thought by looking at it.
Yeah.
Go, where'd I put the other? Oh, see. Go there too. I think the way it went was, it had these, that went up.
It doesn't matter, I think.
It doesn't really, but I'll just put it the way it was.
Mine's
It was bigger at the bottom.
Mine's in text up.
Technically these are used parts, but I did buy them new, so it still counts. Right, next thing is thermal paste. Yeah. So this side's not dusty, but obviously this side is.
Intake.
Yeah. I don't have a paintbrush in there, do I? No. So I'm just going to. It's going to go for the green ones. Might end up doing a little bit more. Although I think that's all of it.
You're using a dot.
Yeah, that's literally all of it, I think. Hold on, let me just.
No, none.
Should be good. That should be good, Jim. Do you reckon?
That's a lot.
Spread it around a little bit because it's less on one side than there is on the other.
I think not.
It's not too bad. There we go. That go in there. That's no longer needed. And basically just put that. It doesn't really matter this way.
Yep.
What I said, it doesn't really matter, but there's a logo in that. Oh yeah, I can see it squidging out the side a little bit.
Yeah, I told you a lot.
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot. It was just like, oh, it's less than what. Yeah, it's only a little bit over there.
Oh, right.
It's only like half as much as I put in the laptop.
Yeah, but laptops need it.
Well, yeah, but the laptop was only like a die.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the whole surface. Alright, so we have that in. Let's just check, make sure, yeah, it's everything so far in. Now we need to get the case, so I'll come back with the case on the desk. Power supply going back in. Right, my screws are in my pocket because I left them on top of the PC when I took out the power supply. Because otherwise I would have just left it in. I know people in the comments Probably gonna say, oh, why didn't you leave the power supply in? I just needed to use it in another PC because none of my other power supplies have the GPU power, the PCIe power. So let's just try get this one started with my finger. I will also try to leave a link to everything that I used, all the parts that I used in the description. And at the end, I'll do an overall price. Drop that. An overall price sum up of all of the parts, and where I got them from, and just generally talk about them. But if you want, I'll do a 40-60, like kind of like review video at some point. But for now, I just want to film building the PC again. Should probably be the title. Haven't decided yet. Start this one. Right, so now we need to just flip it over. Probably just put. Nah, it'll be fine. I'll sort it out and then we'll come back. Right, so we need to lift the motherboard in. But I also need to try. There's this one thing that I might need to install beforehand, before it actually goes in fully, but we'll see how much room we have. And let's see how am I going to go about this. Massive.
What on here?
What's that? Cables. Yeah, but that should be when it's just not over enough.
Oh yeah.
I just need to get the I/O.
You're right.
I just don't know how it's gonna go in. Alright, so we're going to try with with all of the fans actually installed. Last time it was very hard to get it all in, just because of the fan covering all the I/O stuff. Oh, there's all these cables. I would say it's definitely harder to rebuild a PC than it is to build it in the first place. But that's just my interpretation. I didn't really take it all apart, and it is kind of pain in the bum to replace, but what?
Well,
yeah, I know. They're cables, they're fine. I just need to get it over there and pull everything out of the way. There we go. Is that the screw holes? Can't see the lighting in here, it's rubbish. There you go. Yeah, that's some screw holes. Right, so now that this is in, hopefully, we can start to install. No, don't do that. It's the fins.
I wouldn't.
Right, anyway, get some screws in. Alright, let's just start installing these screws then. Hopefully these will be alright. If not, I've got some other screws. I'm not liking these screws, if I'm honest. No. Alright, I'm going to get some other screws. Alright, hopefully we have some screws that fit. The only downside is they're silver. But it's not the end of the world. At some point I can change them for the black ones. So there we go, these ones fit good. Get that in there. I'm hoping there's RGB kind of around this bit on this board. My other one definitely did not have that. Hopefully it's controllable in whatever program it was. I used OpenRGB or something, that's what it's called. Right, let's get these ones in. I'm just going to get all the screws in because that's kind of boring. And then get back, we'll click all these fans in and stuff. As I'm sure you guys can tell by the title of today's video, this did not exactly go entirely well. It is now the next day, about the same time, maybe a bit earlier. And I've been trying for hours to get this motherboard to work. It's not like the power button's not working or anything. So I've even tried to start it by the pins on the, where the front panel connects. Power supply is absolutely fine. I've been using it all week in another PC. It would still spin the fans, light up with no CPU or RAM or anything like that, it would still light up, and none of it's lighting up at all. I've tried without this adapter in, I've tried with it in, I've tried a different power supply just on the board, and still nothing. So it's safe to say there's something wrong with this board. So now we have to take it out. I'm not really going to show the process of taking it out because it's just the inverse of what you've already seen. But I will show you me packing it and shipping it back to Amazon, and then we are going to buy a new one. It will still be the same one because I really like this board. It's just a shame this one didn't work. And if on the small chance that that one doesn't work, I really hope it will, then I'm not going to buy from MSI ever again. Because so far my experience with MSI has been 2 motherboards down the drain. So I'm just going to start disconnecting literally everything that we put in yesterday. And I'm even going to leave the power supply in because, well, I might end up putting it in another PC because it's the only power supply I have with the external power. So there we go. But hopefully it won't take too long to get the new part. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the backside to disconnect everything, just because of how long it took to get it all in. We've got CPU cable here, cable connector, power, whatever you want to call it. Now we just have to take this out, take all of the parts out, put them back in the casings, and then continue from there. Alright, so the motherboard is packed, ready to be shipped back, and that will be the end of the video today. Hope you guys did enjoy. I clearly didn't, but hopefully within, say, the next month, because that's quite a long period of time, there will be the next video with the PC actually built. I probably won't end up filming it again. Maybe I will, just depends how I feel at the time. But I will end up most likely getting the same board, because I do quite like this board. Just hopefully it works next time. Anyway guys, hope you guys enjoy. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.